everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, the movie. This movie came out in 2021 in Japan, released here in the States on March 28th in theaters, and it is now available for streaming on Crunchyroll on September 21st. So, as of recording of this video, this movie is rated PG-13 with a runtime of an hour and 52 minutes. And as of the recording of this video, it has a Rotten Tomato score of 90% for the critics, 90% for the audience, and I can't help but to agree with them. This movie is directed by Seung-Hoo Park, written by Hiroshi Seko, and based on Akutami, the mangaka for Jujutsu Kaisen. A quick synopsis for this movie. When they were children, Rika Orimoto was killed in a traffic accident right before the eyes of her close friend Yuta Okotsu. It's a promise when we both grow up, we'll get married. Rika became an apparition, and Judah longed for his own death after suffering her curse. But the greatest Jujutsu sorcerer, Satoru Gojo, welcomed him into Jujutsu High. There, Yuta meets his classmates and finally finds his own determination to break the curse. This movie is a lot of fun. I had been waiting months for this to be on some kind of streaming service, video on demand, like just anything. I was not able to make it to the theater, so I was just willing to like pay for it. I did watch the English dub, so the people I'll be naming in the cast will be the English voice actors, since that's who I'm reviewing in this case. But I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen in Japanese in the original with the subtitles, and those actors are also fantastic. So I assume that it translates very well. So first of all, I guess I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. I've read some of the manga, but I've mainly just watched season one of the anime, which I don't think you and feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I don't think you need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen season one before watching this. I think it'll definitely add another layer, and it'll explain a lot. But this movie is very good at explaining. Like, I believe the intent of this movie is maybe thinking that you are a first time Jujutsu Kaisen watcher. It is based on the first volume or the zero volume of the manga. So I think it definitely welcomes a new audience um, into this world, which is great. So let's go over some of the voice cast. We have Kaylee McGee as Yuda Okatsu. We have Anairis Quinones as Rika Orimoto. We have Allegra Clark as Maki. We have Xander Mobius as Togi. We have Matthew David Rudd as Panda. We have Kaiji Tang as Satoru Gojo. And then we have Lex Lang as Suguro Getu, who is our antagonist. Him you may know from the Jujutsu Kaisen anime and manga from later on. So let's talk about. I don't even have any complaint. My only complaint is that this movie took forever to come out on a medium where I could watch it and not at the theater. So that's really it. Although I can see how a theatrical experience for this would have been amazing. Mappa did the animation. Mappa is one of the top tier studios for animation right now with anime, and I'm very glad to see them give this like the full blockbuster treatment for a movie. I We've gotten some really good anime movies over the past few years, and this definitely is right up there with those movies. Let's see. The animation was fantastic, as I was mentioning. Also, I love that in the theatrical releases, just for some reason, the music is already good in the anime adaptations, but the music just goes over the top. They go super crazy with it. They introduce original songs or maybe songs from pop culture, which is great because then I get to listen to some of the things that maybe people are listening to over in other countries, and then I get to add that to my repertoire. So very cool stuff. I think the music's went right along with the animation, and they really enhanced every scene they were on. So I really enjoy that. I love the characters. I love the voice acting. I think specifically with this movie made me appreciate Toge a little bit more. I like him as a character in the manga. I mean, yeah, in the manga and in the anime, but this movie really puts him. We get to learn more about some of these characters that are so the second grade students if you're watching season one. So we get to learn a little bit more. I think when I saw the trailers, I was not fully sure of what this story was going to be. But it definitely, the movie really did not disappoint me. I was already on board because, like I said, the animation looked great. I think Rika's animation as a curse looked amazing. Like the design, it was truly horrifying in some aspects of it. Just looking at it, uh, especially when you think that Yuta has to live with this curse every day of his life, right? I think Yuta's character arc was amazing too. Like, although maybe it was very fast paced because of the movie. There is a time jump and a little bit of a time jump um in the movie, but I mean it's all very well done, very well laid out. And then the resolution for everything, like those final fights, the final arc of this movie, just really puts a great bow on what was already a fantastic movie. I'm struggling very much to find anything that I would call a flaw or a criticism. But yeah, I mean that's just me. I can't wait to watch this again. I'm recording this as of like I just finished typing this. I wrote the review, got some information for the movie, and then I'm here. So yeah, very excited to discuss and to revisit this. I think I'm gonna rewatch this, restart season one of Jujutsu Kaisen. We have so much anime coming in October. It's gonna be so cool, and so we'll cover that on the channel as well. But yeah, highly recommend if you have the service. Make sure to check it out. You can check it out both in both versions. I think you can. I'm sure there's other dubs if you're not, if you want to hear it in another native language, maybe that you have. So yeah, really cool. I love seeing more of Gojo. I think he's a character that we haven't fully explored in season one. And then, like I said, just all the second year students, Jujutsu Kaisen, they're so cool. Like we've seen them interact a little bit more now. We get a few Easter eggs of some characters that we know from the anime that maybe we hadn't seen as much of. So it's really nice to just get a little quick shout out to them in this movie. So I'm very interested. And this movie does have an end credit scene, which I was definitely expecting, just because it is a prequel to this. So I really like where it leaves things off, and how maybe some of that stuff could tie back into the current anime. We know that Jujutsu Kaisen, it's gonna come out, I believe, next year sometime for season two. So I'm very excited for that as well. But yeah, let me know what you thought of Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie Zero, the movie. And like I said, I'm gonna go back and watch this again a few more times for sure, because it was very exciting. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.